marching in the streets over the issue of abortion. Large events from coast to coast, many outraged.
The draft of the Supreme Court's opinion shows the court overturning Roe v. Wade in a blistering ruling.
Over 20 states are poised to immediately ban abortion.
A Molotov cocktail thrown into the headquarters of an anti-abortion group.
The attempted murder of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
Abortion.
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 What is abortion?
But yes, the leftists are calling for violence. No doubt this leaked paper, this leaked opinion about Roe v. Wade, written by Alito, has made everybody go crazy, completely crazy. They have gone to the Roberts House, all the justices that they consider to be voting for or against Roe v. Wade, they're going to strike it down. And they've confirmed, the Biden administration has confirmed that they will continue to encourage protests at judges' home. Now, this is straight out of their, I have it here. Yeah, straight out of their mouth. I don't have the video, but they said it, she said it, he said it, that they continue to encourage. Now, notice this. According to the law, you can't. I was going to bring a little clip of the law, but there's a law that you cannot go and influence the judge's decision, whether it's a Supreme Court justice or something else. You cannot do that. Or any kind of gathering at all. And they've done it. And what does our government say? It's okay, we encourage it. People are upset. They ought to do this, right? And they've done this at the Supreme Court. They've done this at their homes. They have this group, this crazy group called the Ruth Sent Us. Ruth Sent Us, right? This is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And all these women, I listened to their interview. They sound really, I don't know what, yeah, they all speak of the spirit of Ruth. You know, and yeah, some of it is comical, like, yeah, whatever, yeah. But in reality, I wonder how deep this thing goes into the spirit of Ruth Sent Us. They conjured up Ruth Bader Ginsburg, right? Yeah. So in this group, Ruth Sent Us, you can find them on Twitter, by the way. If you're in Twitter, you can find them and find out what they say. They're radical. They have published home addresses of Amy Coney Barrett, John Roberts, Alito, Kavanaugh, Thomas, and Gorsuch. They actually put their home addresses online. Now, it is illegal to do that. You can't dox a Supreme Court. You can't do that to a federal agent. But what are they doing? Nothing. They're just, people are angry. People should be out there doing it, they say. And of course, it's about the moms, you know. And by the way, moms, we celebrated Mother's Day. And Mother's Day, it was a planned target of places like churches, places like medical cares for women, like pro-life cares, medical clinics for, they were targeted. And specifically, it was Mother's Day. Why? If you read articles like this, right? Being a mom is a right-wing idea, is what they're saying. Being a mom is a right-wing conspiracy. In fact, if you're a mom and you have kids, you're an extremist, according to the left. What's that? Yeah. Oh, man, if you check those boxes. And so you're an extremist, and now it's been weaponized, and it's going to be weaponized against you. Basically, you're not part of them. If you're a woman and you have kids, you're not part of their group. They have kicked you off to the curb. So are they really for women? Not at all. Don't even ever think about it. I mean, no matter how this woman cries, oh, it's about women, it's fake. Now, they've called for arms. Now, Lightfoot, who's part of the LGBTQ plus community, because of the Supreme Court, she's called for a call to arms. If they come after us, they say. So notice it's us against them, right? Now, if anything, this is insurrection. This should be enough for, yeah. I mean, if parents are called terrorists by going to the board, to the school board and protesting, these people should be absolutely put in at least 1 year this life would should lose her job. She's absolutely, completely out of her league in what she's talking about. But there's been some protests, there's been some violence, okay, already. These gangs have gone out there. They're out there. There's this a cartel have targeted, mothers and churches, and literally bringing in a summer of 2020 again. He's kind of reminding me of that. It hasn't gone to violence to that degree yet, right? But they have attacked certain places. I have a video, Rick, is that okay? This is Letitia James from New York, and she was stoking up the crowd about abortion.
The former city council member many moons ago, I came to this issue in a very personal way. I was in this place. I was just elected. And I was faced with the decision whether to have an abortion or not. And I chose to have an abortion. I walked proudly into Planned Parenthood.
Well, I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world.
And I make no apologies to anyone that I am a woman of faith. I go to church. But my God teaches me all about love and acceptance. And my God teaches me about privacy. And my God says that you've got to make the best decision for your body and your life.
Wow. Yeah. Her God is the God of this world. I mean, no doubt. I've met ladies that have had abortions. I met wonderful Christian ladies that have had abortions before they came to Christ. Not only is there still a deep regret, but there's also a deep sense of forgiveness and a deep sense of love and acceptance from Christ as they have turned from sin and accepted Christ and believed on him. They don't celebrate their abortions like this. Even after many years, there's that sense of not shame anymore because of Christ, not guilt anymore because of Christ, but there's that regret that sometimes they comes to them. They don't live under that, but none of them glorify it. None of them glorify it. This is beyond that. This is not to say somebody who's had an abortion can't be forgiven. Of course they can, through Christ Jesus. The blood of Christ cleanses from all sin. But it is to say that this is glorifying and in your face saying, God is okay with it. And I'm going to do it, and you should do it too. And look what I've become. Well, they went into places like Madison, Wisconsin, to the offices of pro-life offices and clinics, and they literally torched some of these places. And I think at the end of the day, considering all this, they are attacking Christianity. They're attacking Christianity, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Frank. Jesus has a lot to say about that. They're attacking Christianity, what they consider Christianity. Now, they have attacked the Catholic churches as well as Christian churches. They've had some, I think it was in New York, St. John's Cathedral, I forget what the other place was. They actually had police keeping people away. But pro-abortion violence is motivated by displacing God and undermining Christianity. They don't want to hear about God. They don't want to hear about Jesus. So don't be surprised when church people come under attack because of this, right? Yeah. They just don't want to know. They just don't want to know, right? Exactly. And it'll start disruption of church services. That's what they're trying to do, disrupt church services and gradually escalate it to the degree where it becomes violent. So, many, and I hate to say this, many people that consider themselves Christians will take part in this. Many people who consider themselves Christians will take part of this demonic activity because they'll say, we or anybody who opposes them are doing things against God, and this is against women, so this is the only way they can shut us down. And these will be people that will consider themselves Christians, who will stand on the side of abortionists and killers and say, we have to do this for God. Now, there's nothing more than Satan hates more than the truth. And this is why it is such a spiritual issue, right? It's if people have tried to say this is a political issue, forget it. It's not a political issue anymore. It's never been a political issue, but even if you try to say that, you can't even say that anymore with reality staring at you. Why they're targeting Christians? You ever wondered about that? Why they're targeting churches, right? Actually, I know why. Because of Christ. Because of Christ. It's really about undermining Christ. And so don't expect to continue to support babies and the life of babies without a cost. You know, we've come to that reality. If you're going to be stepping out into either saying it or either standing for it or either promoting life and pro-life, and I would even say just the baby's life and women's life, it's going to cost. I really do believe it. Just like children, just like, you know, when you step out into the arena of trying to protect children in school, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to cost you something. So churches are next. Churches are next. And we ought to be watchful and prayerful that if anybody shows up here and tries to disrupt it, the nice thing about it is illegal to disrupt the church service. You can sue them personally, and you can escort them out. So thank God those laws are still there. People can actually sue people that disrupt the religious services, just as much as maybe somebody going into a Planned Parenthood and keeping people from going into the office and blocking them. And you know, there's a law that says you can't do that anymore. It's the same law that applies if somebody goes into a religious service. You can't disrupt it. You can't keep them away from it. So anyway, so there was just going to be this radical pro-abortion law. It was a bill, not a law, a bill. It was called, I think I had the name here, where is it? Women's Health Protection Act. Women's Health Protection Act. And it was going to be so radical, it was going to keep the states from even fighting against Roe v. Wade. It has some major teeth in it. And it was promoted by Schumer. It was promoted by Pelosi, the same lady that, you know, talks about Jesus, right? And radical pro-abortion bill. It got struck down today because Joe Manchin did not vote for it. So some Democrats, like Joe, did not vote for it. I think he was the only one, maybe. Might have been enough. Remember what they were calling for? The abortionists were calling for the murder of babies. You know, did they really ever care about the babies, right? How about Lori Lightfoot? Call to arms, she says, because of what the Supreme Court Justice did. A call to arms. Now she should have been questioned by the FBI. Should have been thrown in jail. Insurrection, right? And if you didn't like, if you were trying to protect the baby's lives, you got vandalized, right? People got violent over it, right? So our society is really just a society that loves violence. Proverbs chapter 8 says the society that forgets God, society that turns away from God, they love death. They don't want the wisdom of God. They don't care for God. Proverbs 8, the last verse in Proverbs 8 says they love death. Who hates God's wisdom loves death. And this is what's going on. What's that?